ठीक है guys. Yeah. Okay. So today, our topic is very simple topic. It is all about the directives. Okay. Yeah. So what directives will do? Okay. So directives are going to change your DOM structure. So what is the DOM structure? The document object model. So that is nothing but your HTML document, right? So these directives are used to change the your document object model. Okay, yeah. So here in how many ways actually we are going to change. So what is the meaning of changing document object model? Okay, it's a simple. The one is like removing and adding the elements to DOM. So that is nothing but one way to change the DOM. And the second way is like changing the look and appearance of your DOM. So that is nothing but attributes. Let's say color is an attribute, style is an attribute, right? So by using those attributes you can able to change the look and feel of your respective DOM. Okay, and so these are the two directives we are going to discuss today. Okay, yeah. So the one is nothing but structured directives. Okay, okay, and second one is like attribute directives. Okay, so structured directives, it changes the structure of DOM. Okay, it changes attributes of DOM. Okay, that's a simple. Okay, here, so what is the meaning of it? This moment, what is the meaning of it changes the structure of DOM? That means it removes or add the element from doc or to doc. Okay, that's a simple one. So this is the structured directives and this is attributed directives. Okay, so in structured directives already we have discussed, right? ngIf. So this is what we have discussed, and another one is ngFor. Okay, so by using this you can able to add elements repetitively. Let's say 10. For example, if you want to repeat one element 10 times, what is the meaning of that? That means you are adding the same element 10 times. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so this is like structured directive. Okay, there is another one like switch case. Okay, so this is another directive. Okay, now coming to attribute directives. Okay, so normally we know very well, right, how we can change the like look and feel of respective element, right? How you can do that by using, let's say, by using class you can able to change that, and by using style you can able to change your respective look and feel of your respective element, right? Yeah. So now here this will be like this. Okay, so this will be Angular class and this will be Angular style. Okay, so this will handle those things actually. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, yeah. So let's see how it works in real time. Okay, we'll see that. Yeah. So now come back here. Okay, so for example, let me put yeah. So this is okay, yeah. So for example, we'll do one thing. Let's say for example, okay. So okay, name. We'll do one thing. Yeah. So H2, I'm just keeping H2 one tag. So that tag is nothing but okay. Let's say Vitoba, and next H2 tag. So let's say this is Vena. Okay. Now save it. So you just come back here. Okay, so Venum and Vitova. So two things are here. Okay, but I would like to display these things based on certain value. Okay, so what I need to do for example, at this moment I would like to define one variable. Okay, so that is nothing but let's say name. Okay, so that is the string type. Okay, at this moment I am keeping Vitova. Okay, So this is what I have defined it. Okay, save it. So just come back here. Okay, so now if if name is Vitoba, then I supposed to display Vitoba. Okay, if name is something else, I that time the Venu will be displayed. Okay, so now for example at this moment come here ngif. Okay, so now for example at this moment, so what is our attribute action, sorry, what is our property? So this is a component property, we can access here, right? So now for example at this moment let's say Vitoba. Okay, I'm just keeping Vitoba. Okay, so now what is the value of name actually at this moment? Vitoba, right? Yeah, so just save it. Yes, sorry. Okay, yeah. So at this moment, what happened actually, if you look at here, so we are checking whether name contains Vitoba or not. Okay, for example, I'm just now at this moment name does not have Vitoba. So at this moment it returns false. So that time Vitoba will be removed. Okay, so now let me save it. Yeah, so Vitoba is gone. Okay, so in the same way you can do the things. Okay, so for example, if you take same thing here. Okay, so now let's say Venu. So at this moment what will be happened, you can see here Venu will be displayed. Okay, so for example if you do not give proper value, then the Venu also will be disappear. Okay, so that is how the things will work whenever you use ngif. So by using ngif, what is happening, your elements will be removed from your document object model. Okay, see for example at this moment I'm just clicking F12. Okay, so just go back to your DOM structure. Okay, so now go back here. Okay, see if you look at here, we can see only about directives. Okay, we are not seeing actually that thing, right? So now for example, let me keep a U. Okay, so now save it. Okay, yeah, because here I have stored like a Vitoba, right? So that is where we are not getting. If you look at here, if you go back here again, you can able to see your respective thing like h1. Okay, so at this moment see what is happening, so whenever you do the such type of things, okay, automatically it will try to load your things. See here you can see the h1 h2 element here. Okay, so whenever you use this structured directives, it will add or remove your respective element from your document object model. So that is why we are calling these are structured directives. So why we are calling, because these are going to change structure of your document object model. Okay, so that is why we are calling structured directives. Okay, so this is one thing. And there is a one more thing, right? So for example, let me create UL. Okay, and L. Okay, so now for example at this moment I'm just going here. Okay, so let's say let me keep a person's array. Okay, so this is like a person's array. Okay, so now I'm going to store some people. Okay, let's say Venu. Okay, let's say Raju. Okay, so this is the array I have stored, and I'm going to display this all people actually. See if you look at here, this is a single element at this moment. This is a single element. Okay, so now if you look at here, ngFor. Okay, ngFor, and in this, okay, so let per of person. So this is nothing but our respective component. So that is person's component. Okay, so now at this moment I need to display that guy, right? So that is nothing but person. Okay, okay, you need to save it properly. Okay, so now you got the people. Okay, so for example let's say for example let's say I'm just removing the people. Okay, now I'm just removing everyone. Okay, now save it. At this moment what will be happen, let's see. Okay, ठीक है. So now I'm just going to body. Okay, you can see still you can able to see UL, right? You can able to see UL. Actually, this is not wrong, but in terms of performance, this is not actually not necessary, because we don't have elements. So that time you are not supposed to display this UL. If you have the elements, then only you are supposed to display this respective element. Okay, so this should be added whenever we have the persons in the array. Otherwise, we don't need to add it, right? So to do that, make it simple. So just this is your persons array, right? So just go back to here. Here what you need to do, take the ngif, and here what you need to do, persons dot length. Okay, so let's say greater than 0. Okay, that means, so what is the meaning of that? If person's length, okay, have certain thing. So if persons have any item, so that means you have the length, something, you have the value of length, right? So that time what will happen, whenever items are there, if that length is greater than 0, then only we are going to add this UL. Otherwise, we are not going to add, this respective thing. Okay, now save it. Just come back here. Okay, you just come here, see here, if you look at here, did you see UL? Now UL is not there. Okay, so this is very important. So while doing development, whenever we try to add the element, we need to check really, if you have the data, then only try to display the that element. Otherwise, you no need to display that element. Okay, now this is very important. So before displaying that data, you need to check whether really data is available or not. If data is available, then display that element. Okay, so because of that, what will be happen, your document, your respected document memory will be reduced. Okay, now, so that is very important. Okay, yeah, so this is one thing, guys. Okay, so now one more thing. For example, I would like to display some, like you can take the index, like let's say how you can do that, index as I. So at this moment, what will be happen, this I is nothing but, so here this I is nothing but index. So by using this I, we are going to access the respective array index values, like a 0 1 2, that all things we can able to access that. Okay, so how do we do that? Very simple, it's not a big deal actually. See, I'm just see, I'm taking directly. If you look at here, I'm just taking value directly. Okay, at this moment what will be happen, we'll see that. So now we don't have any value at this moment, we won't see any value, right? Yeah, so now let me add something. Let's say add something, save it, and come back here. Yeah, if you look at here, now this has taken as it is I. So this is supposed to be evaluated. How it will be evaluated? Whenever you use in like within the template tag, so then only that value will be evaluated. Okay, so that is very important. So now coming back here, so what I'm doing at this moment, okay, so simply I'm using one more thing, like I'm just keeping a I. Okay, see what will be happen at this moment. Yeah, see, you can see you are getting the index values. Okay, so sometimes we need to display like sequence number. Sometimes we need to play with the sequence number. So that time you better go with this. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, so this is one thing all about the ngFor. Okay, yeah. So now we are going to discuss about one more important thing. There is a tag called there is a temporary template actually, okay, which is available in JavaScript, okay, where we have not discussed. Okay, no problem. So we are going to discuss about that. Okay, so JavaScript or TypeScript will have a very semantic template. So that is nothing but template. Okay, here Angular also have one semantic template. So that is nothing but Angular template. So how we are going to represent that? So line ng template, so like this. Okay, now, so this is the thing. Okay, so for example, let me put one element, like let's say hi. Okay, I am template data. Okay, now let's save it. So what will be happen, we'll see that. So save everything properly. Yeah. Okay. So at this moment, whenever you use ng template, okay now. So this ng template is nothing but so this template will be displayed based on our need. Okay. So for example, I will tell you it's very simple. So this is the template I have created. So now this is not being used by us. So that is why it is not added to your DOM. If you look at here it is not added to your DOM element. Okay. So here it is not at all added. Okay. So now that means this ng template, this is the Angular template, so which will be used whenever we need. Okay, so for example, I'm just creating one reference variable to this. Okay, so for example, let's say data. I'm just keeping one reference variable. So that reference variable is referencing to your ng template. Okay, so now we'll do one thing. So ng if, okay now. So whenever ng if is true, so what we are doing actually, so this is being displayed, right? Okay. So now at this moment, what I'm trying to do, if this is a true, okay, if this is a true, I am going to call actually data. Okay, now, so that is nothing but this reference variable. Okay, so if this is a true, then we are going to display this respective template. Okay, here it is very simple, guys. So first one is the condition, and after that you need to use colon. Then after then and your respective variable. Okay, your respective element. So you can use else, and also after that you can use another reference variable, or else you can use another data. Okay, so that's not a problem. We'll see that. Okay, so now save it. I'm just giving Vitova at this moment. Save it. Something is okay. Here name is yeah. See here you can see hi I'm template data. So what has happened at this moment? So whenever it is true, okay, so whenever this is true, what is happening we are going to call this guy. So that is nothing but this guy. Okay, for example, I am going to create one more template. Okay, so it's very simple. So let's say this is data 2. Okay, so here I am template 2 data. Okay, I'm just keeping template 2. So now at this moment I'm going to put else and data 2. Okay, so now save it. For example, here I'm not going to pause like a Vitova. Okay, now at this moment I'm going to keep there 1. Okay, save it, and then after come back here, save it. Okay, at this moment I should see template 2 data. Okay, now this is very important, guys. Okay, see now this is why we can able to see. So by using Angular template, okay, you are going to put your data there. So whenever you need, you are going to display the respective template based on your condition. Okay now, so this is very important. This is very useful in our development. Okay, so that's the thing. So here if you look at here, see hi I'm template, so it which is being displayed. That is very important, guys. See here, if you look at here, I'm just extracting that. Just a minute, I'm extracting that. If you look at here, see this is just displayed as it is text. Okay, so here you can use anything. Let's say for example you can use h1. Okay, so between that you can put it, that's not a problem. Okay, you can use anything. So whatever you use inside this, so those will be displayed based on your respective condition. Okay, so these are very important because we are going to use ng template. That is why we are talking about this. Yeah. Okay, so hi I'm template 2. So this is being displayed from your respective template. Okay, so that's the thing. So in this way you are going to handle like a else else if condition, and in that way you are going to do the things. Okay, it's very simple, guys. So for example, I'm just removing this. Okay, I'm just removing this. So at this moment If it is really VITOBA, then we are going to display VITOBA. Okay. If it is not really not VITOBA, then we are going to display data2. At this moment, so what is happening? We have put the else condition directly. Okay. So now, for example, now let's save it. Okay. So we'll see whether we have a VITOBA. Yes, we have. We have VITOBA. Save it. Get back to here and save it. Just come back here and let's reload this. Yeah, see, we were seeing VITOBA. Okay, if it is not VITOBA, then what will be happen? It will go and execute another template, ng template. So below one. So whatever we are seeing, it display below one. Okay, so it's all about like how we can handle based on certain value, how we can display the some bunch of DOM fields. Okay, now how we can we add like one DOM like let's say simply DOM elements. Okay, now so by using this condition based, we can able to add the elements and remove the elements, and also we can able to add another bunch of elements. Another bunch of elements is nothing but like this. Okay, see, if you look at here, my condition is here and my template is here. Okay, so whenever it become a false, so that time I'm calling data2. This data2 is reference variable to this respective tag. Okay, so in that way you can able to display. So that is the main importance of Angular template DOM element. Okay, so that is the one thing. So now, so this is like an Angular template, and this is ngIf and ngFor. Okay, and another important thing. Okay, so for example, let me do one thing. Okay, so I'm just creating one dev. Okay, so in that I'm again creating some devs. Okay, so let me create another dev. Okay, so at this moment, what I'm trying to do, so based on certain value, for example, you have multiple if statements. Okay, so your if statement is going to be checked, whether name is Vitoba or name is Venu. Okay, if its name is Vitoba, then this respective element will be displayed. Okay, for example, you have a 10 to 100 elements. Okay, at that moment, if you try to write, this all things, using ngIf, it is not good. Okay, now it creates lot of code burden, and it creates like you will occupy more memory. Okay, because your document is that memory will be increased, right? Yeah, so we are not going to use ngIf when we are dealing with the multiple if statements. Okay, so to replace such a type of condition, we are going to use another directive, that is ng switch case. Okay, so that is the directive we are going to use. Okay, so at this moment, so ng switch. Okay, so here ng switch, so there are first what you need to do, first you need to use one property binding. So then after you are going to use your respective directive. So what is that directive? So that directive is nothing but your ng switch class, switch case. Okay, so first you need to bind it. Okay, now you need to do property binding. So that is nothing but like this. So this is going to take some value. So at this moment I'm going to take name. Okay, so at this moment what will be happen, so this ng switch is nothing but directive. So this directive is now doing property binding. So property binding in the sense, it is going to take whatever value is passed from your property, that value is going to be saved inside this directive. Okay, now so this directive internally will assign it to some other directives. Okay, so those are nothing but like this. So ng switch case. Okay, so like this. So then after, so now this guy is nothing but, so whatever value we are passing here, right, so that value will be assigned to here, and after that this value will be again copied to this. At this moment what I'm going to do, I'm just going to compare the things. Okay, so how I can compare, let's say Vitoba. So at this moment I'm comparing like this. So here at this moment what will be happen, so whatever the value you are passing from the component property, then after it will come and store in this ng switch, and then after it will come back to here. Okay, so this value is going to be compared with your respective value. Okay, now so this is what going to be happen. Okay, so for example, I'm just taking same thing, I'm just copying. Okay, let's say this is Venom. So at that moment, so for example, hi, sorry, so hi, I'm Vitoba, and at this moment, hi, I'm Vitoba. Okay, now save it. So at this moment, what I'm passing actually, if you look at here, I'm passing Vitoba. Okay, so I'm just removing this Vitoba. Come in here. So now, what is the name value at this moment? So that is nothing but Vitoba. So this Vitoba will be moved to, like, we are just, moving this value to ng switch, and ng switch internally will pass that value to this all ng switch case directives. Okay. So if that respective name matches with this value, then it will add this DOM element to your document. If it is not matching, it won't add. Okay. So at this moment, the same scenario for this. Okay. So now I'm just going back. Okay. So come here. See here, I'm Vitoba. Okay. Okay. So for example, I'm just going to change. Let's say I'm going to change Venu. Okay. I'm going to change from Vitoba to Venu. Okay. Now save it. Let's come back here. See, if you look at here, at this moment, I can see I am Venu. Okay. Now, so that will come. So instead of using multiple if statements, you better go for the ng switch case. Okay. So that is very important, guys. Okay. For example, you don't have any value. For example, you have passed something wrong value. Okay. So that time I should display some default value, right? So that also you can do. There is another directive, ng switch default. Okay. So now at this moment, no value form. Okay, so it will display no value form and just switch default. So I'm just giving a one at this moment. Okay, so let's come back here, save it. So now at this moment, see no value found. So if you do not have any value, that time you were supposed to, that will go for the default value, that is high no value. If any match found, it will add, respective DOM element to, so respective element to your DOM. Okay. So this is what, very important of ng switch, ng if, and ng for. This will change, structure of your DOM. Okay. So that is what we are calling. These are structured elements. In interview, they will ask you very clearly what is the structured directive. Okay, now you have to say very confidently which are going to alter your DOM, structure of DOM. Okay, so that is what all about the structured directives. Okay, okay, that is fine. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now for example, here I can see hi I'm template 2 data. Okay, if you look at here, hi I'm template 2 data. Okay, and also about directives, right? Okay, let me go back to here, and let me do one thing. Let me create some class. Okay, for example, okay, so let's say heading. Okay, one class I'm going to define, so that is like this. Okay, so this is the class I have defined, and color, let's say red. Okay, so we'll keep font weight. Okay, font weight we can do font weight, let's keep 400. Okay, save it. So now I'm going to use this guy here. So now class, look at here. So now come back here. Yeah. So now what happened actually at this moment? It changed, your respective, element property. Okay, now it changed, the look and feel of your element. It has not removed your element, right? You just change, attribute of your respective element. So that is why, we are calling. That is why, we are calling, these all things are attributes. Okay, now. So now what is happening? Okay. For example, at this moment, so let me go back here. Let me go to console. Okay, so now let's take heading. Okay, so now, okay, so let's say document dot okay, so let me do query selector. I would like to do, okay, query selector. So then what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to give, like I would like to find this guy by not query. So it's like a document by class actually. Okay, so Anyway, I can do query selector because we have the selector, so that is the class selector, so we can use that also. Okay, so I'm just going to query selector. So now I'm just going to select that guy. Okay, so what is your class name? So this is a class name, right? So just give that and enter. Okay, so now for example, at this moment, console, okay, log there. Okay, I'm going to use heading. Okay, so if you look at here, now we got the that respective h1 document object. Okay now, so this document object have many things. Okay, so in that, let me go for the one thing that is nothing but yeah, this is the class name we have, that is fine. Okay, and we have another one, so this is directly class name, so that is nothing but heading. And we have another one property that is related to class property, so I'm just looking for that. So there is another object, so that is related to class actually. Yeah, that's correct. Yes. So this is another one. So in that attribute, there is a class. So here, for example, at this moment, so this guy actually displayed directly. Okay, now I have assigned respective class to this. Okay, now so you can do one more thing, guys. Okay, now so make it simple. How we can do that? So class dot heading. Okay, so at this moment, so I'm just putting true. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? So that means class and your class name and giving true. So what is the meaning of this? That means we are going to add this class to this respective element. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. Is the another way to do the things. Okay, so for example, now property binding, this is very important. Okay, so what we have seen actually at this moment, so at this moment I have taken the object, right? So in that object I have seen some more objects like style object, and internally we can see another object, attribute object. Inside that we have seen another property, class property, right? Yeah. So now at this moment, so whenever I use like class equal to something like this, so this is nothing but direct attribute of your element. Okay, so whenever I use like this, so what is the meaning of this? This is nothing but your object property. Okay now, so this is attribute, this is nothing but property. This is very important, guys. So this is nothing but property of your dom element of your h1, like your html element. Okay, this is very important, right? So every html element will have equivalent dom element, right? So now this is nothing but property of your dom element, so that is nothing but h1. Okay now, so this is property, this is attribute. This is very important, guys. Okay, so now at this moment what I did actually, so this is a property, this is a class, is the actual object. In that object you have like you are going to add your respective css classes. Okay, so now at this moment, class dot heading. Okay, I have added one class. Okay, that is a heading class. I have attached it to the class object. Okay, so now at this moment, whenever it is true, then only this respective class will be applied. Okay, for example, I'm keeping false. Okay, so at this moment it won't apply, so that class will not be applied. See, that is now this respective things are not applied. Okay, so for example, you can handle, so whatever the things you will write inside the double quote, that is nothing but your javascript code, in the sense TypeScript code. Okay, so for example, I would like to handle that thing based on certain things. Okay, for example, is color, is color, I'm just doing let me do it too. Okay, so and take this is color and come back here and put here. Okay, so now what happened actually, so if is color is true, then automatically this respective things will be displayed. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, so in that way you can able to handle attributes of your respective element. Okay, externally you are going to handle the things so from your component. In future, sometimes what will be happen whenever you click the button. Okay, so whenever you like change the text, that time what will be happen, you're supposed to change something, you are supposed to apply certain external style, external styles, or additional things to your respective element. So in this way you can able to handle the things. Okay, so for example, let me create another one. Okay, so let me do one thing. I'm just taking out this. Okay, so let's say font size. I'm just doing this. Okay, so now let me take this. Okay, so here I'm just keeping yet 100. Okay, save it. So let's come back here. So now about direct. So now we have removed that respective font weight. Okay, that's fine. So now I would like to apply this guy to this respective element. How can I apply the same thing? Okay, I'm just taking here and putting here. So now come back here. So sorry guys. So what is our class name at this moment? This. Come back here. The class dot your respective. If it is true, then only that respective, the font weight will be applied to this respective thing. See here, if you look at here. Okay, just a minute. We need to save it properly. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me give 100. Okay, so that we can see the difference. Yeah, get back here. Yeah, so now it is applied. So for example, I would like to handle that one. Okay, how I can apply is, let's say font. Okay, true. So for example, I'm keeping the false. Okay, so now I'm just taking this guy and putting here. If you look at here, so now, so that means I'm not going to apply font size on this about directives. So at this moment that will not be applied. So font weight is not applied. It will again going to take by default font weight of that h1. Okay, so in that way externally you can apply the things. Okay, so this is the one way to apply the classes to your respective element conditionally. Okay, at this moment what we did, we have applied the classes conditionally. Okay, so this is one thing. So now this all things, see if you look at here, this is one more class and this one class, going further, you will get many things, right? So in that situation, your respective element is going to have a lot of code. Okay, and the single element going to have a lot of respective properties is going to have, right? So that is not the correct way. Okay, so we have to replace this entire thing with very good solution, right? So how do we do that? Okay, it's very simple guys. Okay, so now I'm just keeping h1. Okay, so here let's say hi and Angular class. Okay, so now we are going to use another directive that is nothing but ng class. Okay, that is nothing but ng class. Okay, so this ng class will it accepts one value. That value is nothing but object. Okay, now that value is nothing but object. Okay, so for example, this is actually will accept the value by property binding. That means it is going to take the value and it is going to that value will be taken by ng class directive. Okay now, so that value internally the directive will process and will perform that respective class, that respective classes will add that respective classes to this element. Okay, so for example, at this moment I said it is going to take one value. That value is nothing but object. Okay, so in this object we are going to have a like property and value. Okay, so here the property is nothing but your class. Okay, now property is nothing but your class. Okay, the value is nothing but condition. Value is nothing but condition. Okay, so now at this moment what I'm going to do, so this is the heading class, right? Okay, I'm just going to keep here. So you need to use single quotes or double quotes. So this key value should be represented within the double quotes or single quotes. This is very important. Okay, so here you need to give your class and then after you need to give your condition. So let's say is color. Okay, na? Is color. Okay, so now this is my condition. Is color will is coming from your respective app.component.ts. Okay, So now let's see whether this class is applicable for this or not. Okay, save it, come back here. See, if you look at here, I am Angular class. Okay, it is applied. Okay, now. So for example, I would like to apply another one. So this is object, right? You can pass, multiple values, multiple properties. Okay. So now another class. So what is that class? Is that is nothing but font size. Okay. So now is font. Okay, save it. So now at this moment the font size will be applied to our respective hi I'm Angular class. So that things will be applied here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it is not applied. Okay, that's fine. So save it properly. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so this is false. So that is why that is not applied. Save it and get back here. So at this moment, so what will be happen? The font weight applied to our I am Angular class. Okay. So this is what very important, guys. Okay. So here we are using each font here also. That is why both become our things. Okay. So that's fine. So this is how the major difference between this and this. So Angular class will give you very comfortable way to add multiple classes to your respective element. Okay. So this is that too, the classes will be added based on your condition. Okay, this is what very important, guys. Okay, now so that will be taken care by your respective Angular class. Okay, so that is nothing but ng class. Okay, yeah. So now this is all about the classes. Okay, so now again what we are going to do, we are going to take another element. Okay, that is h3. Okay, at this moment I am okay, let's say I'm from, okay, not Angular. Okay, I'm from Hyderabad. Okay, so now I have put one element, that is nothing but hi, I'm from Hyderabad. Okay, so now that will come here. Just a minute. Yeah, so I am from Hyderabad, so that came here. Okay, okay. So we don't have any class to this respective. Okay, so now for example I would like to apply style. How you will apply the style normally? Inline code, so like this, right? So color, so let's say red color. Okay, you can keep this so that the red color will be applied. Okay, now so for example let me keep blue color. So by using this you can able to apply the colors in that way. Okay, so just a minute, guys. So uh, okay, so in that way normally we will apply the colors in our respective CS, right? Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, this style is nothing but one object. Okay, now this style is nothing but one object. Okay, so if you look at from the document object model perspective, every element is going to have one object. Okay, now so that is nothing but style property. Okay, now so every DOM element object is going to have a one property, that is a style property. Style is itself an object, but it is available as a property to our DOM element. Okay, so that respective style object is going to have again certain properties. Okay, so for example what I'm trying to do at this moment, so we have only h3 element, right? Yeah, so now for example at this moment, so let me do one thing. So yeah, so I'm just keeping h3. So document let's say query selector. So I would like to get that guy. Okay, so by using okay, service. Okay, so now console. Let's take card here. Oh, sorry, console. Here. So it will give you full access to it. Okay. So if you look at here, in H3 we are going to have a style object. Okay, see, you can see style, and style is available as a property. Okay, so PQRS. See, this is the thing. Okay, so again if you look at here, see, this style is going to have again some more properties. Okay, see, align, and this all things. See background color. You can see these all things are there, right? Okay. So these are nothing but the properties of your respective thing. If you look at here, again you will have the style dot color. Also you will have see, you can see here you have the color. So this is the thing. So how we can access it? Very simple. So instead of writing this, you can write like this. But this is nothing but what is this? So this is nothing but your property. Okay, so now we are going to represent the things in terms of property. Now I'm not going to use attributes. So at that moment, what will be happen? So now use this. So style dot. So what is that? Color. Okay. So now you are going to assign. Sorry, you are going to assign blue color. Okay. Now save it. Okay. So let's come back here. Okay. So something is wrong. So okay. So blue color. Yeah, everything is correct. Yeah, right. So now what you got actually? You got I am from Hyderabad, that is in blue color. Okay. At this moment, what we did we did property binding. So this went to your DOM object, where directly it went to DOM object and it assigned value to that respective property. Okay, na? So this is how property binding was happening. Okay. So previously the same thing was happened actually at this moment also. Okay. So for example, here this respective value, okay now this respective value I would like to assign based on certain condition. Okay now, so what should I do actually at this moment? Okay now, so for that what you need to do at this moment, come here. Okay now, is let's say is blue and true. Okay, so this is the thing I have used. Okay, I'm taking this guy and I'm just going back. Okay, so now just put here. Okay, you need to choose ternary operator. So what is the meaning of ternary operator? If it is true, then it will go and display this. If it is false, okay, now if it is plus, I am going to display yellow color. I'm just going to assign yellow color. So that is how the ternary. If it is true, then it will take the blue color, or else it will go for this. It's very simple guys, it's not a big deal. So question mark is nothing but if it is true, then it will go for this. If false, then if it is. So this yellow will be assigned to this respective color. Okay, just save it and come back here. So at this moment, this is true, right? So this is true. So that is why we are able to see blue color. The context is in blue color. So let me give a false. Save it. So let's come back here. Yeah. So now you can able to see this respective things in yellow color. Okay, that's fine. So now, for example, you can assign multiple things. So now style dot color was happened. Okay. So and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more style to this. Okay. So how I can add? So like this, right? So now just going here. So now at this moment, I'm going to keep background color. So this is important. So let's say background color. Okay, so this is the property which is available under style object. Okay, so now at this moment, okay, sorry guys. Okay, so now I'm just going back here. I'm just keeping is back. Let's say true. Okay, so now take is back here and just come back to here. Let me put is back. And here I'm just going to do okay, we already have red color. Let me keep, and one more thing, let me keep green color. Okay, so now if it is true, then it will take background color as a red, and or else it will go for the green. Okay, save it and go back here. See, already we got the things. Okay, so because this is true, so that is why take the background color. See, we'll come back here. See, it took the red color. If it is a false, then it will go for the green. Okay, na? So that things happen. So at this moment, what is happening? The same scenario. Again, we are going to add multiple styles. Okay, now how you can add like, so by using style dot by property binding, you are assigning that output, right? So now what is Angular doing? Angular is replacing this entire thing with the ng style. Okay, now so that is another attribute directive ng style. Okay, this is very important, guys. So now I'm just going back here. Okay, so let me come back here. Let's see. Okay, So now what I'm going to do, so instead of this, okay, now instead of this, okay, you can keep ng style. Okay, that's it. So remaining things will be accepted, like this all things. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, yeah. So this all things will be accepted as a object. Okay, now so that is in the value, in terms of value. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, I'm just removing these guys. Okay, just for temporarily. Okay, so and this one also I'm removing to avoid the confusion. Okay, take it. So now at this moment I need to pass value, so that is nothing but object. Okay, so this object again going to have a key and like in the sense property and value. Okay, so what is the property? The property is nothing but style. Okay, now what style you are applying, that is important. Okay, now so at this moment, so my style is nothing but that is a color. Okay, so keep the color. Okay, so next, what actually the thing you were going to do at this moment? See, if you look at here, so what happened? Next value is nothing but that is the value. It is nothing but your condition, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this. Okay, so now at this moment, I'm going to set it. So what is happening? Is blue is true, then it is going to take the blue color, or else it is going to take yellow color. Okay, so this is one thing I have added. Okay, I would like to add one more thing. Okay, that is nothing but our background. Okay, so now background, just keep the background here as it is. Okay, then next what is that actually? So is back. So I'm just putting here. Okay, so this is nothing but Cinderella. Okay, so at this moment what happened actually is the color, this respective style will be assigned with respective color based on your condition, and respective background color will be assigned based on the condition to this respective thing, right? So now just I'm saving. Okay, I'm just going back. See, if you look at here, see, everything is applied here. Okay, so for example, let me put a false actually for background. Okay, so now save it. So now this time the color will be changed, the background color will be changed to respective green color. Okay, so what we put the green color, right? Yeah, so the background color will be changed to green color. Okay, so that is where in this way you can able to handle the styles. Okay, now you are going to handle the styles of your element. So these are ng style and ng class are nothing but attribute directives. Okay, now ng if, ng for, ng switch are nothing but structure directive, because those are going to change structure of your respective DOM, respective your HTML document. Okay, now in the interview you have to explain very elaborated. This is very important, guys. Okay, so yeah, that is fine, everything is fine. Okay, take it. So now, okay, so these are nothing but we are what we are calling these are nothing but directives. Okay, so these are nothing but directives. Okay, now so these all directives are nothing but inbuilt directives which are built, which are coming along with your Angular package. Okay, now so Angular library, right? So there these are all are inbuilt. Okay, so now I would like to create my own directive. Okay, how can we create our own directive? It's very simple, it's not a big deal. Okay, so for that what you need to do, first you need to create the file. Okay, now that is nothing but your directive file. How you are going to create that directive file? It's very simple, guys. Okay, so ng new, okay, sorry, ng generate, g is nothing but generate, d is nothing but direct. Okay, so at this moment, so I'm going to talk about text format. Okay, so at this moment I would like to change the text format. Whenever I enter certain value, when I come out, that will change the text format of my respective element. Okay, so now enter. So it will give you, it creates one directive, so that is nothing but text format directive. If you look at here, so I'm just closing this unnecessary things. Okay, yeah, this remaining things are okay. So this is the directive. Okay, so which was generated after. If you look at here, It has created two files like a .ts and spec.ts. Okay, regarding spec.ts, that is nothing but testing file that we'll discuss very last. And after that, what happened actually, it updated the app.module.ts. Okay, if you look at here where it is updated, if you look at here, it just added your respective component to this declaration. Okay, now so this is how the things will work. Okay, so if you want to define manually, you can define it, that's not a problem, but you need to use one decorator, that is the directive decorator. That is very important. This is also available in core library, which is available under Angular package. Okay, so this is a selector, so this selector is going to identify your respective component. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Okay, so now we are going to talk about very important one element, one class actually, that is nothing but host listener. Okay, now host listener, this is very important, guys. Okay, so now this guy is also available inside the core. Okay, so now host. Okay, see, if you look at here, host listener. Okay, so this guy also available in core. Okay, what this host listener will do, very simple. In HTML document, okay, in your HTML, in your template, whatever so in your respective template, okay, so you are doing something, right? So that means whenever you do something, that is nothing but event, or in the sense you are clicking certain button, that is nothing but event, right? So for example, take some input field, you just entered into, that is not focus, you entered into some, you have some focus event. Okay, when you come out from that respective input field, that is nothing but a black, that means you are coming from coming out from that respective input field. Okay, so when you are clicking the button, or when you are typing, that is nothing but kia. Okay, so this is all things are nothing but events. Okay, for example, there is another event, input event. Okay, so whenever you enter value, that is nothing but input event. Yeah, okay, so now what this host listener will do, it will always listen to your respective events. Okay, that is very important, guys. Okay, so for example, what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to create let's say on focus. Okay, so this guy, so on focus, so before that, what I'm trying to do, I'm just coming down, let me put one input. Okay, so here, select, come back. Yeah, so we got this field. Okay, yeah, so now this is okay, so for that, okay, let input to document. Okay, document dot query selector. So at this moment we have only one input, right? So you can directly use, that is the CSS selector, enter. Okay, so now control dot there, and you can give a input. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so now inside the input. Okay, so inside the input, if you go for below, you can see there are some events are available. Okay, even that all events are available with on, actually. See, on blur, on cancel, these are all things, like a on click, on close, on change, these are all are. But guys, very important. So this all events are actually, we are not going to use all events, and also some events are won't work also, because some these are by default events are say, allocated to some other elements also, but we are not going to use all events. We are just going to use only which are suitable for our input field. Okay, so now when you enter, so that time what will be happen, focus, that means you were in that field, right? That means you already focused into this. So when you are in that input field, that is nothing but focus. So there is another event called focus event. Okay, so when you are come out, so that time what will be happen, on focus. Okay, so that is nothing but on focus. So this is the thing. Okay, so for example, I'm just going back, I'm coming here. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this guy. Okay, so if you look at here, so here we have the focus. Okay, so for example, when I click that, that means you are in that element, so that is why it become a focus. Okay, so for example, I'm just coming from that, is means you came out from that, that means you are unfocused that. So like that, you have a separate, event, that is focus event. If you come out, there is another event called, blur event. Okay. So now we'll see that thing. Okay. So coming back here. Okay. If you look at here. So, so at this moment, so what I'm trying to do, if you look at here, so what I'm trying to do, so this is a directive, okay, here, this is a directive, okay, which can be used, inside our template, our respective elements, okay, it's very simple. So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click hi, okay, so I'm focused, okay, now. So now this guy supposed to be, executed whenever we enter, whenever we focus that respective input field. Okay. So that means, what is the meaning of that? Whenever you are inside, that means you focused, right? So that event, so whenever the focus event is triggered, this respective function should be, this respective method should be executed. Okay. Now? So that guy being handled by this respective guy. Okay. Now? So this guy also like a directive. Okay. So this is nothing but, sorry, not directive, sorry guys, this is nothing but, decorator. This decorator is accepting events, but DOM events. Okay. So at this moment, so my event is nothing but, focus event. Clear? So focus event. So whenever the focus event is triggered, then automatically it will execute your method. Okay. It's very simple, guys. Okay. So now I am going to use this respective directive inside this. Okay. So that's it. So now save it. So at this moment, what happened, actually, we have included our custom directive to our element. Okay. So whenever you enter, so whenever you do focus, automatically it will execute this thing, because this host listener always, listen to the events. So whenever this event is happened, okay, na, so automatically it will execute, this method. Okay. So we'll see that. Save everything properly, guys. So just come back here. Okay. Okay. So now you need to look at the log button. Sorry, log. Okay, console log. See here, I entered. So I am focused. That means I have, entered into that. So that respective focus event is triggered, right? So because of that, what happened, actually, now, this respective directive is added to our tag, right? Automatically it executed this. Okay. So for example, I'm going to take the same thing again. I'm going to keep a blur. Okay. So let me put a blur. Okay. So this is nothing but, it's a blur. So I am blurred. It's very simple, guys. Save it. So let's refresh it. Okay. So now I'm coming here. I just, entered. So I am focused. I'm coming back. So that means you came out from that input field. So that is nothing but blurring. Okay. So blurring and ఏంటి? What is the meaning of blurring? ఇప్పుడు ఒక పర్సన్స్ ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫోటోలో అయితే బ్లర్ అవుతుందంటే ఏంటి? ఆ రెస్పెక్టివ్ పర్సన్ హైలైట్ కాలేడు అని అర్థం. ఓకే. So that is the meaning of blur. Okay. So whenever I am blur, whenever I come out from this field, that is means, you are, you unfocused that field. That is matter. That is nothing but, your input field become a, unfocused, blur. Okay. Yeah. So now by using this, I'm going to do, certain things. Okay. So I don't want focus. I'm just removing that. Okay. So now at this moment, I need, value. So whatever value I enter in this, right? So I need, that respective value in this directive. Okay. Now, so to do that, what we need to do, we need a one class, actually. So that class, going to help, that is nothing but service. Okay. So that service is, going to help us to get the value of your respective input field. Okay. Now? So what is that class? It's very simple. So private here, you can keep anything, let's say elref. Okay. So now that is nothing but, element ref. Okay. Element ref. So this is nothing but reference to your element, because if you look at here, you are going to use directive for only single element, right? So this element, so every time, it is going to take as a single element only. If you use for multiple elements also, not a problem. Every time it will go like single element. Every time it will take as a single element and it will handle that respective value. Okay, because you are not, see, for example, you have another input field and with app text format, that's not a problem. Okay, now because every time it will handle single element. That is important, guys. Okay, so now we are going to take that respective guy, so that is nothing but element ref. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, so this thing. Okay, so now let value, I'm just keeping let's do one thing, input value. So now this dot ref. Okay, so there is another native element. Okay, so native element is nothing but ఈ రెస్పెక్టివ్ డైరెక్టివ్ మీరు ఎందులో అయితే ఏ ఎలిమెంట్లో అయితే యూజ్ చేస్తుందో, ఏ డామ్ ఎలిమెంట్లో, ఏ హెచ్టిఎంఎల్ ఎలిమెంట్లో యూజ్ చేస్తుందో, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ నేటివ్ ఎలిమెంట్. ఓకే, సో నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు టేక్ దట్ రెస్పెక్టివ్ వాల్యూ. ఓకేనా, సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐఎమ్ కీపింగ్ ద లాగ్. సారీ guys, shortcut. Okay, so let me put input value. Okay, so now at this moment what happened, actually you got the input value. Okay, so for example, save it, let's refresh that. Okay, I'm just keeping a Vitoba. Okay, I'm just coming out. See, you got the Vitoba. So now you got the respective the value reference. Okay, so that is the thing. So now at this moment I would like to change that respective element. Okay, so for example, at this moment here you are not explicitly telling what kind of value you are taking. Okay, because we said value, right? So where you can enter even numbers also you can enter, right? So you need to say explicitly what kind of value you are taking. See, if you look at here, it is nothing but what data type it is. It is any data type. That means it accepts numbers and everything, right? So now what I'm trying to do at this moment, I would like to change so whatever I enter, I would like to change to some capital letters. Okay, now so to do that, it's very simple. I'm just keeping the string, so that this is nothing but string type. Okay, now this guy is nothing but string type. Okay, so now yeah, so let me take this guy again. So I'm just putting here. So now input value. So now to uppercase, I'm just using uppercase. Okay, so at this moment whatever you enter value, that will be converted to uppercase. Okay, save it. Now come back here. So I'm just keeping with over this. I'm just coming out from this. So okay, yeah, that's right. So Vitova. So yeah, I'm just coming out from this. See, it becomes capital. Okay, so that is how in that way you can able to create custom directives like ngif, ngSwitch. So those are all are like that only. All are like custom directives, so that you can do that. Okay, so now one more thing, guys. Okay, now one more thing. So for example, I would like to I would like to handle like a capital like convert it to capital or lower, and I would like to handle the things externally, explicitly based on outer external value. I would like to handle that things. Okay, so at this moment what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to take this guy. Okay, putting this, and you can keep another one. So what is that? Lowercase, right? So that is a method. Okay, so now at this moment this guy has to be executed based on certain input, and this guy also based on certain input this guy able to execute. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do at this moment, I'm just going to do at the rate. So about input, right? So input. Okay, you can take this. Okay, so let me put a format. Okay, so here I have given the format. So what is the meaning of this? So this guy is going to accept certain values externally. So this respective directive.ts is going to accept certain values externally. Okay, so at this moment you have included this directive, right? So this directive inside this, right? So now even you can directly use this respective property inside this, because since you have used this directive here, so that you can able to do property binding of that respective directive. There is no doubt at all. Okay, so instead of that you can do one more thing. It's very simple, guys. So this is the format is my input field, right? So you can give one name, alias name you can give it. It's very simple. Okay, you can give anything. For example, at this moment I would like to give the same thing, app text format. Okay, so now I have given this. Okay, yeah. So now I'm going to do property binding at this moment. See this. So same directive I'm using as a property binding. So at this moment I'm using, upper. I'm just given the upper. Okay, save it. So this guy is now assigned to your format. So this is nothing but, aliasing. Aliasing in the sense, this is not original name. So for example, if everybody will have certain, nicknames, right? That nickname is nothing but alias. Okay, actual name is nothing but your original name. Okay, here I have represented with the format with this. Okay, now, so that's the thing. So you can use this thing inside this. So whenever you use this, that is nothing but, your format. Okay, it's very simple. So now at this moment, just coming here, if this dot, so format, okay, equal to, let's say upper. Okay, now అప్పుడు ఏం డిస్ప్లే చేయాలి మీరు? So you were supposed to display, sorry, you were supposed to change your respective value to uppercase. Okay, now, or else what you need to do, or else you need to convert to lowercase. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Okay, so now save it. So what you have passed at this moment, you have passed, upper, right? So save everything properly. Okay, save it and get back to here. Okay, so now here, see, Vitoba, I'm just coming from here, so it become a capital. Okay, so now I would like to lower. Okay, in the sense I have, and other than upper I have given, so definitely it should return, lower case values. Okay, so now we'll see that. Okay, so now at this moment I'm just giving, Vitoba. Okay, I'm typing, capital letters. You can give anything. Okay, I'm just typing, Vitoba. I have yeah, wait. Yeah, that's it. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, yeah, take it. So now at this moment, I have given it a Vitova. Okay, when I come out, it become a small letter. Okay, so this is very important, guys. So in this way, we will write, our board directive. Please, kindly keep your mobile in mute. Okay, so in that way, you can able to write, your own directives and you can manage in that way. Okay, now, so whenever I say ng switch, the same thing is happening. There is a ng switch directive that is, like a capital ng switch. Okay, now, if you go to Angular official website, in search box, if you type, ng switch, you will see the directive. If you open the directive code, you can find the same type of code. Okay, now, whatever we have written here, right? So the same kind of code, you can see there. Okay, now, so in this way we can able to create our own custom directives, and these are the structural directives, and one more thing like a attribute directives. Okay, now, so this is all about the directives. Okay, now, this is very important, guys. Okay, take it. And one more thing, it's very simple, it's not a big thing actually. Okay, so for example, what I'm trying to do at this moment. Okay, let me give a h1. Okay, again, not h1, I'm written. So let me give a h1. Okay, sorry. Okay, so at this moment I would like to do one thing. So person, okay, person, um, so I'm going to create one object with name. Sorry, let's say it,
Now again I'm going to take address. So this is another object. So let's say city. So what is the city? Let's say SRC. Okay, now right. So now what happened actually at this moment? If you look at here, you have an object. Okay, now so inside the object, okay, you have another object that is available as a property. Okay, how we can access this respective value inside our respective dot HTML? It's very simple. So now in template tag, so what is that actually? If you look at here, that is nothing but person. Okay, so person dot address dot city. Okay, so let's save it. So whether it works or not, we'll see that. Okay, so you got srcl. Okay, that is fine. Okay, so for example, I don't want this guy. Okay, now so I'm not giving this guy actually. So I'm just keeping the null. Okay, that means this is object only, but that object does not have any values, so it's a simple null. Okay, so now we'll come back here. Okay, see, there is nothing is displayed, but still you are getting error. Why you are getting error? Because if you look at here, you were trying to pass the value where actually address.city is not available. So this is not available, so that is why it throws error. But still you are forcing to display the city. Okay, na? So first of all, what we need to do, first actually address అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందా లేదా చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. అడ్రస్ అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది ఉంటేనే దాంట్లో ఉంటేనే మీరు దాన్ని డిస్ప్లే చేయాలి. హౌ యూ కెన్ డూ దాట్? యూ కెన్ డూ వన్ థింగ్ విత్ ngif. Okay, so ngif, so make it simple, person dot address. ఓకేనా? సో ఒకవేళ ఇట్లా ఈ అడ్రస్ అనేది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది ఉంటేనే ఓకేనా మీరు డిస్ప్లే చేయండి సిటీ దగ్గరకు ఉండి అని అర్థం. ఓకేనా? సో లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్ హియర్. సో లెట్స్ రిఫ్రెష్. See, now did you see any error? No, right? So there is no error at all. Okay, so for example, let me go back here. Okay, so let me create a thing. Okay, so let me give a city, and here I'm just giving the blank. Okay, so city property is there. Okay, now so city property is there at this moment. Okay, so now we'll come back here. Okay, so now we didn't get any error. Okay, that's fine. So instead of this, let me give a name. Okay, name, save it. Okay, we'll see at this moment what will be happen. So now object is there, but city property is not there. Okay, so at this moment also we'll get the error, right? Okay, see, we have not got the error. We are supposed to get error because city object is not there. If you do not get error, so there is a meaning for that. Okay, I will tell you what is that. Okay, so what is the meaning here? Why we have not error? Got the error. It's very simple, guys. It's not a big deal. So whatever we define, object is nothing but it's not like this object is not being created from the your class. Okay, now so this is object which is created by us. Directly we have created the object, which is not like instance of a certain class. Okay, so that means this object can be altered in future. Okay, now so that is why it is not throwing any error. Okay, so that is very important. But here address object is available or not, we are seeing. If it is available, we are going to display the city. Okay, so at this moment what TypeScript is thinking, okay, what Angular is thinking, this is the object, direct object, so that means in future they may add the city. So that is why it didn't throw any error. Okay, so there is a one more thing, guys. Okay, it's very simple. So for example, instead of this, okay, instead of this you can do one more thing. Okay, so for example, I'm just taking that. and keeping here. Okay, I'm just removing this. Okay, so let's compare it. Okay, so okay, so what is the issue? City does not exist type. Yeah, that's correct. So let me go here. I'm just going to remove this guy. Okay. Okay. So let me put the address and keep it null. Okay, so this is my object. Save it. Sorry, just save it automatically. Okay, okay. So now we got the things. Okay, automatically, So at this moment you don't have anything, but you are trying to display the city. So now you got the error. How we handle actually by checking whether address update is available or not. Okay, now so you can do that thing at this moment also you can do that. Okay, now how you can do that? So by using question mark. Okay, now this question mark will check and if address update is available or not. If address update is available, then go and display the city. That is the meaning of that. Even you can check the person update also. If person is update is available or not. If person is update available, then it will go for the address update. If address update is available, then it will go for the your respective property. Okay, na? So in that way, it will check the things. So by using simply, this respective thing. Okay, this is nothing but our safe operator. Okay, now this is nothing but safe operator because it is saving us from the errors. Okay, now so that is how very simple thing all about the like a directives and custom directives and these are the things about the safe operator. It's very simple concept, guys. It's not a big deal. Okay, so these are important things I would like to say today class because I'm going to use these classes in our project, so that is why I have finished. Okay, so tomorrow initially we are going to okay, so tomorrow we are going to talk about subscribers. Okay, now we are going to talk about the subscribers. So then after we are going to jump into our respective HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, now so that is a these are very important, guys. Please available. Okay, now I will upload this class into our respective drive and also video also I will upload. No need to worry.